beforehand, I think he was taking it serious. Nobody really paid too much attention to his approach because, we didn't expect him to really be in. But now I can say that, I can't really tell a difference in his approach. So that, to me, that says that he's been taking the same approach the whole way through, which is consistent. And, he comes, he make his reads, he throw the ball. If you make a mistake, he come talk to you about it. If we make a mistake, he just still talk to us about it. So, uh, pretty confident, and serious.
And just a quick follow-up. What's the challenge for this football team to go up to Lambeau Field and all that to play this Green Bay team? What's the challenge for you guys as a football team?
Just to do our jobs, individually. Big thing for us is to have accountability and dominate, our matchup. But, it's not going to necessarily be easy matchups. They have some of the best players in the league. They're one of the best teams in the league. But at the end of the day, when we put our pads on, it's an expectation. So, I hold myself to that standard. I hold my teammates to that standard, and I hope that they can hold me to that standard too.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Jordan, and then we'll go to Mark Long.
Hey, DJ, how'd it feel getting back on the right side of things last week from a personal standpoint with your big performance? And then how confident are you that you can carry that over moving into the second half of the season?
Personally, I just take the same approach every week, try to make sure I run the best routes possible. When I have the opportunity to catch the ball, make sure I'm running the right routes, make sure I'm doing the right assignments, and the rest is going to take care of itself. I feel like I do that every week. So whatever the numbers may be after the game, that's what they are. But as long as I can go back and look at film and say I ran this route hard, I got open. I saw the defense before I ran this route and made the right adjustment. Then, I sleep well at night.
And did you think that you were going to get caught on that opening drive touchdown, or did you feel confident you were going to get in there the whole time?
I felt pretty confident. One thing I can say about, their safety 32 is he's sideline to sideline. He shows good speed. After that play, wherever I'm at, he shaded to that side of the field and plays where I thought, if I make one guy miss, it's a touchdown. A lot of times he was that one guy and he made that play. So I give him that. But on that one, I didn't really have too much concern about scoring a touchdown on that one.
Thanks, DJ.
Thank you, Jordan. We'll go to Mark Long and then John Shipley.
Hey, DJ, I don't know how much you got to work with Jake Luton in camp, but was there a point where you knew or realized that, man, this guy throws a nice deep ball, a very catchable ball?
Honestly, the first time I really caught for him was last week, that week coming into the game. A lot of times I made sure I got my reps with Gardner, so that we had that timing. So I was asking a lot because he take a lot of the reps on scout team. So I would ask the receivers who run scout team, what's his strengths and weaknesses. And then once we start working together, we was able to make our adjustments on the fly.
And then can you just give us a level of, give us an idea of where your level of frustration really was, even going into last week, because, you hit it pretty well a little bit here and there, but it was pretty evident that, here you are coming off a Pro Bowl and the season wasn't going the way you wanted personally.
I have pretty high goals for myself, goals that I usually don't speak on, but I hold myself to, those standards. So any frustration that outside may see, it's because of my goals and the way that I want things to happen, not necessarily based on anyone else or the team or anything, so yeah, it's really an internal battle with myself. And so even on good games like the last game, I felt like I did well, but if I had to grade myself, it definitely wasn't 100%, and it definitely feel like I could have did better, but that's something that, me, my wife talked to me about. Just basically, I can't put too much pressure on my shoulders, but I feel like if I want to be great, that's the expectations that I have to reach. But it's really just me versus me. It's not necessarily anything someone else is doing.
And then you've been pretty outspoken in terms of, you wanting to unify the country, racial injustice, fixing all that. Where do you stand now, a week after the election, and now that we've, it looks like, there's going to have a presidential change? You feeling pretty good about maybe where the country's headed, or do you still look at it as, it was pretty divided, after the election?
Um, honestly, I feel like there's a lot of work to do. Uh, I feel like the country, I can't necessarily say headed in the right direction because, we have to see what happens. But hopefully sometimes change is good. The last 4 years have been tough, but even before then we had some tough times. The biggest thing about this election was the amount of people who registered to vote. Not necessarily about who won, who lost. It just showed that people cared about making change. And I think that's the biggest thing that I can take from it, is that people are actively putting forth the effort to go out there and make a change, whether their change is for Democrats, Republicans. They still took the time to register to vote, took the time to go and vote. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think if we can continue to move forward and people be more active and, trying to be the change that they want to see, I think the younger generation sees this. And so next 4 years, whoever the candidates may be, have an even larger um, number of people who go out to vote. And I feel like that's when you start getting more of a democracy.
Thank you, Mark. John Shipley and then Cassidy Hill.
Hey, DJ. Jair Alexander's my bad, my dog. Jair Alexander's been one of the best corners in football this year. What have you seen from him on tape, and how much do you enjoy going against somebody who's a top player of their position?
I love it. I think I watch every corner that I play. I understand the role that I'm in. I understand that for the most part, the best corner is going to follow me. Sometimes depending on scheme, they'll stay right and left, but he's very athletic. He has dog. You see that when he make a play, he celebrates, which is the type of matchups that I like. I never shy away from a competition. In college, I was going against Tre'Davious White, Jamal Adams, Dante Jackson, to come here and go against AJ Bouye and Jalen Ramsey. So I take this as a chance to learn. Um, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what plans they have. Do they have any wrinkles? Do they shade a safety? Do they, just let them be on the island? However it may be, I have confidence in Coach Gruden to put me in the best positions, and I just have to go out there and execute.
Yeah, absolutely. And then DJ, just quick follow up. Do you remember playing against Jair in Louisville in college at LSU?
I remember their bowl game. I can't necessarily say if he played or not. I'm gonna
Sure.
be honest. I wasn't the biggest on scouting reports in college. Something that I wish I was, but yeah, I can't necessarily say that I remember playing against him then, but I definitely remember it this time.
Thanks. Appreciate it, DJ.
No problem.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Cassidy, and then we'll finish with Dustin.
Hey, DJ. You touched on it a little bit, talking about the voting, but if I'm remembering correctly, over your bye week, you voted for the first time, found out you were becoming a girl dad, and got married. Does it feel like you stuck a whole lot of growing up into a week and a half?
Nah. I feel like, honestly, the growing took place way before then. I think the growing in my life really started before last year, after my rookie year, and just not being happy with what I saw out of myself on the field, off the field, just things that needed changing. I credit my now wife for helping me throughout all that process, and with that growth, it just for me it was basically just being a man, making the right decisions, and standing on my word. So whatever I say, whatever I do, whatever consequences or cause and effect, whatever you may say, I have to live with that. I have to go every day with that. So I'd rather put my best foot forward. So whatever, trickles down from that, it'll be more manageable.
And then I know it's only been a week or so, but how does it feel to be a new husband and know you have a little girl on the way?
Oh, it's great. One thing I can say, she made this process way easier for me. I hear a lot of guys talk about how things change when they get married, but I've been knowing her for 6 years, 7 years, and I can honestly say she's my best friend. She keep it real with me no matter what. And then to have a girl on the way I wanted a girl because I felt like, a boy, I can, raise them, tell them the things that, I did growing up, but a girl, just a different side. I want to be able to be a great father figure in a strong woman's life and help her grow up and make a difference in this world. So that's the biggest thing for me. I feel like that's the challenge. I've done it as a man, feel like I made a difference in a lot of people's lives, but I definitely want to be able to help a young lady grow up to be a great woman in this world.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you,
No
Cassie.
problem.
We'll finish with Dustin.
Hey DJ, how's it going today?
Yeah, it's going great.
Good. So I got two questions. The first of which was that long touchdown on that first drive a scripted play to try to get you involved early with you and Jake Luton last week?
Yeah. Honestly, Coach Gruden had a lot of big time down the field plays, obviously the way the game plan works, you can only call them at certain points, but he was definitely trying to get them off the script, and he came up with a great plan to inside release, then get back outside. Usually if I have a corner press, I'm taking an outside release. So that's a new wrinkle added to my game, brought by Coach Gruden, and we was able to execute.
All right. Thank you. And then second question, I know you're from Louisiana. You obviously played at LSU in college. Will playing at Lambeau this weekend be one of the coldest games you've ever played in?
How cold is it going to be? Do you know?
I believe the forecast said low 40s to 30s.
Probably. I know LSU played Notre Dame Music City Bowl, Tennessee, freshman year maybe, and that was really cold. Tennessee in January gets really cold. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the cold, but it is what it is. We going out there putting our pads on. Hopefully they got a few jackets on the side and we'll make some shape.
Yeah, so actually the forecast, it is supposed to be rainy, high of 45, low of 28.
I mean, they have to play in it too. So
That's right.
they may be more used to it, but at the end of the day, everybody on that team isn't from Green Bay. So, they have to deal with it as well. So it is what it is.
All right. Thank you, DJ.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Dustin. We'll wrap with Gene.
Hey, DJ, just a couple quick wedding questions. Number one, how restrictive in terms of guests because of the COVID did you? How many guests were you able to actually have at your wedding?
We could have had 20, but we had none. It was just me and her.
Oh wow. Okay, that must have been pretty disappointing then to be able to, not have friends, family, teammates, whatever.
Nah, actually, we wanted it that way. It felt more intimate. It was me and her. Honestly, we do a lot of things on our own and try not to broadcast it. We like to, keep people, included, but a lot of our big decisions we try to do just me and her. So this was perfect. We still plan on having a wedding ceremony post-COVID where, her dad can walk her down the aisle and, everybody can come and we can enjoy it and fellowship and have fun. But I feel like that was the best way to get married. Just me, her, Amelia Island, bye week. I still had to drive up to the stadium every day to get my nose swabbed, but I feel like that's the best way I could have done it.
Thanks.
Thank you, DJ.
No problem. Thank you all.
Thank you, DJ.
Jay?
I'm doing good. Appreciate it.
That's excellent. Can you just talk about probably your approach is the same, but with this game, this team knows you a little better because of the tape they got from that game last week, and you're playing in Lambeau. What is just your approach this week in getting closer to that game on Sunday at Lambeau?
Yeah, I'm focused on myself. I'm focused on our team. Stepped back out on the practice field earlier today and felt a lot more confident. Felt like practice went really well. I feel like just trying to build on what I did on Sunday, and I think today was a good step in that direction.
Thank you, John. We'll go to JP Shadrick, then Mike Duraco.
Hey, Jake, good afternoon. You were 9 years old when Aaron Rodgers was drafted into the league when he was a rookie. What are some of your memories of him watching football, and is it surreal to be on the same field with him now? And what are your thoughts about going against him Sunday?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. As a guy I have a lot of respect for. I was a big fan of growing up and huge fan of his game. A lot of the things that he does, no one else, really can do. He's a wizard with the football, in a lot of ways. And like I said, a lot of respect for him. We're really excited to get out there and get to play ball against him.
And one follow-up here. What can you build upon from last week's performance? What went well for you? What were some things that didn't go so well? And how do you negotiate that this week?
I think there's a lot of things I could build on. Watching the tape, I think just continuing to work through my reads fast and, getting from one guy to the next, I think is something, I can continue to build on. But, there's lots of things, lots of, small footwork in the run game and reads that, we can just keep cleaning up week to week and hopefully to build on that this week.
Thanks.
Thank you, JP. We'll go to Mike Duraco and then Mark Long.
Hey, Jake, is there a part of you that wishes fans were allowed in Lambeau just so you could kind of get the full Lambeau experience?
Yeah, for sure. Somewhere I've dreamed of playing. Lambeau Field is pretty historic, pretty awesome. It'd be real cool if it was rocking. A lot of people cheering against you, so it'll be a little different with it being empty, but I'm sure it'll still be awesome. It'll be a cool moment to step out on the field and take it all in.
What you said you've always dreamed of playing there. Were you a Packers fan growing up, or is there just you liked watching the NFL, like watching Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say I was a Packers fan, but I grew up a big fan of Favre, and then Rodgers stepped in, and I was a big fan of Rodgers. So definitely, watched the quarterbacks that have played there, over my childhood.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, D-Rock. We'll go to Mark Long and then to John Shipley.
I'm just curious, Jake, 30 people coming cross country like they did. I don't know if they'll be able to get in this week, but do they have plans to see more of your games? How crazy is this Luton crowd that's going to follow? Are they going to follow you around the country?
We'll see. We'll see. I'm not totally sure. Taking it week to week, they can't come this week, and so I'm sure I'll see them again. My brothers had a really good time. They're really excited, and I think all of them just wanted to stay out here. So I'm sure they'll be trying to bug my mom to get back down here again sometime soon.
And I read a story about the littlest of the brothers. How special? I mean, it's kind of a unique situation being the distance. What is there, 15 years between the two of you?
Yeah.
What is that? What does he mean to you? And what's that relationship been like?
It's awesome. It's awesome. I've kind of been away the whole time he's really been alive. I've been playing college ball, and his whole entire life he's traveled around to my games and just known me as kind of the big brother that he goes to watch play football. And so now that he's getting a little bit older and he understands a little bit, this past weekend was pretty special. When I got off the field, I gave him the wristbands I wore during the game, and I don't think he's still taking them off. They were sweaty and gross, and he was loving it. He was wearing them anyways. He didn't care. So it's a really cool relationship.
Thank you, Mark. We got time for two more, so we'll go to John Shipley and then Cassidy Hill.
Hey, Jake. Chris Conley had to step up and fill in a big role when LaVisca got hurt last week. What can you just say about his kind of leadership on and off the field and ability to come in and help the offense like that?
Yeah, I mean, Chris is a guy I have a huge deal of respect for. One of the best leaders I've ever come in contact with on any team and in any facet of life. He's a great guy, stand-up guy, and he's a good player too. You saw that he stepped in, he did a great job. A guy that I talked with today, just working on some things, how we can keep building, keep getting better. But an awesome dude, awesome player, and I'm excited to keep working with him.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you, John. We'll go to Cassidy Hill and then finish with Gene Fournette.
Hey, Jake. What have you seen from the Green Bay's defense? And I know Jair Alexander is still technically out with a concussion, but if he is back, what does he bring to the field especially?
Yeah, I mean, I think a physical brand of football. I think that's kind of what they pride themselves in. They're a physical football team, and watching them on tape, I think they're pretty solid all over the place. I don't think they have a glaring weakness. I think they got a good front seven, good DBs, and they're going to try to bring it to you. They're going to try to play physical, and so we're going to try to do the same thing. We're going to go up there and play physical football and implement the run game and try to have some success in the pass game where we can find it. But I think physicality is kind of the name of the game this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cassidy, and we'll wrap with Gene Fournette. Gene, I believe you're on mute.
I'm sorry. When you look at the tape of the game, any things that you regret more than anything else, whether it was the near pick or maybe a read a place you should have gone that you didn't go?
I mean, I think every single game you play, you're going to have those things, and you can stay hung up on it and really sulk on it or just try to build. I think that there are several things. I think there's something in every play that I'd like to have done a little bit differently, and we went and we looked at it. Obviously, there's some throws that I'd like to have back and some reads I'd like to get through a little bit quicker, but I think that's football. I think there's guys that have been in the league for 20 years that, they still watch it and they wish that they could change something, and they work every week to change it. And, that's what I'm going to do. Got back on the practice field today and trying to move a little bit faster, a little bit quicker through my reads and all those things. And so we can build on it this week.
Thanks.
Cool. Thank you, Jake.
All right. Thanks, guys.